me show you here. I'm going to show you how I grow my carrot, or how I harvest my carrots. So here is one carrot patch. It's pretty thick. They're planted between the onions, and they get plenty of rain. And then they also capture rain for the onions. So it's a symbiotic relationship here. But I want to show you on a bed that's not as busy first. So let's walk on down here. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. It's walking music. All right. I want to show you on this bed first, because you can see better down here. So again, I've got onions here. We had some strong winds and hail, so their leaves got bent over. They're not growing very well. So that's fine. We're not talking about onions today. We're talking about carrots. So here are some carrots that have survived, and they're not gorgeous, but they're not dead. And I want to show you what I do so I can decide whether I want to harvest them or not. So I come down in here, and I always tell people, feel the shoulders. So first, the stem is very woody and thick. So I know something's going on with this one. It's just about ready to go. It must be, because it's thick and woody. 2, I put my finger way down here, and here's the feel the shoulders part. See? You can see the little carrot in the middle of the screen. See? Isn't that cute? Feel the shoulders. If that is as wide as you want it to be, then pull it. If not, cover it back up again. So just to test it and see how far along it is, I'm going to pull it anyway. It's small. But the width itself is what I was looking for. That's what I was going to show you, is to feel the shoulders. And then to keep them preserved, when I bring them in, see that long root? As long as this long root is kept in water, those carrots will not go soggy. So kind of think of it like a vase. So as you harvest, and this is probably a little too much water for this size carrot. I could actually have probably half that amount. I only want just that root, that long root, in the water itself. And I don't even have to bother washing them off like this. I'll bring them in just like this. I can set them on the counter. I can put them in the fridge, and they would be fine. Let's test another one from this bed. For these, I did not use my magic carrot tape, which I wish I should have. I should have done that. My tape that I make, usually in the winter times or times when it's bad weather, I'll make carrot tape, and then when I come outside, I just roll it out, cover it slightly with soil, water it, keep it moist. I can put cardboard on top of it until the sprouts come out. But the carrot tape is good because it actually makes one seed, like every other, goes like in a zigzag, and it's about an inch apart. So there's plenty of space for carrots to grow downward and not crowd each other. These are all crowded. They were not thinned. So let's try this shoulder one. Try that one. And again, if it's little, that's okay. I just want to show you what I do. Oh, it's smaller than the first one. That's okay. I still can roast this up. There's still a use for it. And I can give the greens to my ducks because they like the greens. All right, so let's go. Those were small. That's a small patch. I told you. It's a small patch. And they were kind of crowded. So the leaves are kind of small. The stems are kind of small. I'm going to try this one again. Right here. Feel the shoulders. Again, if you don't like it, push it back in. But yeah, they're small. That's okay. Let's try the other patch that's more healthy. I'll take my little jar with me. And literally, I have carrots inside the house that have been in a glass jar on the counter for about a week now. And because the roots were submerged, they're still good. They're nice and firm, and they're not soft. So I hate that when you bring it inside the house and if you leave them out for too long, they get soggy and flappy. Flabby. Yeah. So I'm going to take this with. Oh, and I saw something really cool. Sorry, I have to show you this anyway. Way up high on this sunflower. Can you see the swallowtail? Can you see it? Oh, I can't scroll up. Oh, I can't zoom in. But anyway, there's a swallowtail. Okay, moving on. That's an eastern black swallowtail, and it's female because it is blue. And she's just resting. Probably getting some water because I had run the sprinkler. Okay, so like I said, so here are onions. I interplant them with the carrots. You can see these onions are nice and tall and straight, so they will bulb out like they should when it's time. But then in between are the carrots, and I can see one right here. Look at this. Look how thick this baby is right here. Let me follow that down. Way down here. Oh, a spider web. I hope I don't want to get in the spider web. All right. Look how thick this is. It's huge. Let's see what happens. I did not do the shoulders. Oh, look at that. And a couple babies. Oh my goodness, you guys. Check that out. I can definitely do something with that. I will do something with these little guys too. But look at that big baby. Yeah. And you can see, again, you can see how much thicker and woody this carrot stem is. For this one carrot, this big, fat, beautiful carrot. You can see in my hand how big it is. It's at least as big as a large chicken egg for the main body. So that's pretty good. All right. All right. So again, if you're watching, let me know where you're watching from. See if I can fit that in there. She's going to need her own jar, or I'm going to cook it up tonight. Let's see if we got some more woody stemmed ones. Yep. Way down here. Oh, and that onion is, oh, that one's coming out. That's a squishy onion. I gotta take it out altogether. Yeah, you don't want squishy onions. They're no good. All right, let's come over here. Looking for big, thick stems. I'm just gonna pull this whole handful out. Again, I didn't thin them, and I probably should have. But let's take a look. Ah, there's a couple cuties. And the reason these don't grow very large is because there wasn't much space for them to grow. These were the biggest ones. They took all the nutrients, and these couldn't even get the resources that they needed to grow because they were too close together. That's why you thin carrots. But usually I don't thin carrots because I like to plant one and done. So what I mean by that is, when I sow seeds, I want to be done with them. I want that to be the beginning and the end for them to grow. So I usually use the carrot tape that is already thinned for me, that I make myself. And it's got just the right spacing to give them all the room that they need. So here is one of the bigger ones in there. Just putting the root in the water. And then here's another one of the bigger ones. Put that root in the water. Yeah, little one, or big one. I don't know what we're going to do with you. I was not expecting you to be so big. And that's okay. It's a happy surprise. So that is how I check to see if they are ready, and then how I harvest them. So I'm kind of looking for large woody stems. This one's really thick. This one feels almost like a stick. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna push my finger in, feel the shoulders. Oh wow. Can you see it? You see? Look at that. Oh, they might have grown well. Let's check it out. Oh, it's a big fatty again. Nice. I can do something with that. They did not grow very deep. I have not been watering these beds regularly. I kind of relied on the rain to come and then the moisture to stay in the beds. If I had watered more often or on a regular basis, I am sure that the roots of the carrots would have gone down longer, and the soil's nice and loose and there's sand in there, so they would have gone down longer and grown longer, unless these are the variety that I planted. Because I did plant some short and sweets, and that is likely what those are. Look at that. Hey, cuties. Nice. I don't mind that. That's not a bad little harvest. I could keep going. But I said so. I see that somebody said hi, and hi back. Then is this how you check your carrots too? See another woody stem. I gotta get it. I'm gonna have to wash them up and roast them tonight. We have air conditioner on, so the house will not get too hot. Oh yes, I love it. And here's the other part. When I harvest them, when I actually bring them into the house, before I bring them in, I'm gonna snip all these stems because I don't use these stems. So they say you can cook with them, and some people use them, but I don't use them. So I cut them off and I give them to the chickens. So really, the only thing I would have with me is going to be just the carrots themselves, and then I'll scrub them. I won't peel them, but I'll scrub them, and yep, that is one. Okay, but I'll scrub them and roast them because they turn really sweet and soft. I like my carrots soft, and I just like them that way. So one thing I'll do before I give the tops to the flock, and it's going to sound funny, I'm going to look for poop, because poop might be poop, but it might not be. This is probably bird poop. But this may not be. It might be another swallowtail. Might be poop too. But again, I'm not bringing these in the house, the tops. I'm going to leave the tops. Because swallowtails, the reason swallowtails would be on here is they like anything in the carrot family. So they like carrots, Queen Anne's lace, parsley, cilantro, dill, fennel, anything that's like that is what they're going to, the female swallowtails, like I showed you up on the sunflower, the female swallowtails will come and lay their eggs, and then the babies are going to eat these particular kinds of leaves. So this, because there's stuff down here, I'm gonna guess that's actually poop. So otherwise, I would also consider possibly putting it in the enclosure and then just feeding it every day, making sure they have fresh food until they grow into big caterpillars and make their chrysalises that look like little teddy bears, and then waiting for them to emerge in the enclosure and releasing them. Because birds love caterpillars, which is good when I want them to eat my hornworms, but it's not so good when I want to see swallowtail butterflies. They will eat the swallowtail butterflies, or the swallowtail caterpillars for sure. So this is how I harvest my carrots. And I think that's enough for now. I'll come back to some of them later. Probably tomorrow I'll get some more, or a couple days from now. The other part is that if I wanted to leave them in the bed, I could do that. I could just pull the onions out and leave these carrots, and I could cover them with some straw, mulch of straw, and then I could harvest them in the wintertime, and they would actually be a little bit more sweet when I go to use them. The mulching them with straw would help the carrots to keep from freezing. And then when I go to harvest, you just pull the mulch back. You can gently dig them out You might need a little tool just to help you scoop it out. But they're pretty good. They're pretty delicious. They taste different than if I harvest them like this. And then I actually have carrots I don't have to store anywhere or can or preserve, and I can have them for the winter. Because we do get some pretty, usually get a pretty good covering of snow and some pretty cold temperatures in the winter. So this would preserve them really well in the ground. Because if you think about it, all they need really is moisture underground for these long roots, and then for little roots that form like that. So even if you forgot to pull your carrots, because that's happened before, if you forget to pull your carrots, you still can, sorry, I have to get the basil flowers off. And then when I do that, I smell it too. Smell. Oh my gosh, they smell so good. You crush them up in there. Oh my gosh, they smell so good. Basil, fresh basil. So yeah, I have forgotten carrots in there before. And then I'm like, I wonder if they're any good. And I pull them out, and sure enough, they are. And then I looked it up, and yep, people do that all the time. They keep this as cold storage. Their cold storage area. So I don't know. Is this the way that you check your carrots? Let me know in the comments. If you like what you saw, subscribe. And I'm going to try to do a little bit more lives on YouTube. I've been doing them on Facebook, but I'm going to try to do them more on YouTube so that you can kind of see what I'm doing in real life while it's happening. I have to figure out how to make it where I can see the comment section and reply to you. But anyway, look at those pretty babies. If you want information on how to make your own carrot tape, I have that on my website shop, thelazynortherngardener.com. Click on the hamburger menu and go to shop, or click on the word shop, and you will be able to find the carrot tape. And it's called No Thin Carrot Tape. And it tells you exactly how to do it, and I'll give you videos as well and some instructions. And that's a pretty good thing. And then if you wanted to learn how to grow perfect onions, not the squishy one that I just threw, but perfect onions, how to do it from start to finish, I also have an onion guide on there. It's available. And there's some other things that you might find interesting. So that's on the lazynortherngardener.com, my website. And Tammy Lowe, Lazy Northern Gardener, signing off. Learn and grow, and learn and grow some more. Oh, I forgot to tell you too, I grow gardeners. That's the thing. You know, my produce may not be beautiful and perfect, like Instagram perfect, but what I like to do is help other people learn how to grow things, how to get started, how to keep going, how to stay motivated, what things work best, what things don't. And I usually always grow chemical free. So it's very rare that I'm adding any chemicals to my garden at all. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, learning to garden, learning to get better, growing at what you're doing, there are options for you also on my website there. But I grow gardeners. Tammy Lowe, Lazy Northern Gardener. I grow gardeners, learn and grow, and learn and grow some more. And thanks for joining me. And I'm sure you guys have much more beautiful carrots than I do, but this is what I got. All right, take it easy.